Hi, good afternoon again. Welcome back. Sorry it's been so long. Welcome back to Villa Molino Cookery Club. And it's me, Marco Molino, the great Marco Molino, with my fantastic assistant, Sofia. Hello.
Hello.
Right, today we're going to make something very simple, very yummy. You can make it at home, keep it for a week, 10 days in the fridge. We're going to make a lovely pork and chicken liver pate. Yes, this is a coarse pate made with pork shoulder. We've got some nice pork shoulder. We've got some nice chicken liver. We're going to flavor that with manzanilla. Manzanilla is a dry sherry from the Jerez region in south of Spain. This exactly manzanilla comes from Sanlúcar de Barrameda, which is a small town very famous for the prawns. If you ever go to Jerez or Jerez, can't pronounce it, go to Sanlúcar de Barrameda, go to any restaurant, ask them for the prawns, you get the best Atlantic prawns. Anyway, apart from that, we're going to make pork and chicken liver pate. So, and this is going to be a coarse cut pate. You can make it, you can put it in the fridge, it will keep for a week, 10 days, give it to your friends, put it in little ramekins. Fantastic. So let's start. I know you're getting bored. So what's this? We've got olive oil here, and we've got garlic, crushed garlic, and onions. Be generous with the oil. Right. So we've got crushed garlic now. That's the olive oil and the garlic. I'm going to put this on here to give it a stronger flame. Right, so what have we got? Olive oil, garlic, and chopped onions. I'll give you the measurements after. So now we want to flavor this. We want to flavor this with a couple of bay leaves, couple of sprigs of rosemary. Don't worry about keeping the sprig, because you can pick it out later. Don't worry, like nice big sprig of rosemary like that. Boom. And some sprigs of thyme. Fresh thyme, not dry thyme, fresh thyme. A few little sprigs of thyme. Don't worry about the sticks, you can pick them out later. Right, so we're flavoring the oil. We're flavoring the oil with the bay leaves, the rosemary, and the thyme. So we're done with that. Flavor. Get that nice and colored, just slightly colored. Then we put the meat. We put the manzanilla, which is a dry sherry, and then we cover it and we let it cook to soften the meat and to flavor the meat with the sherry. So we put quite a bit of sherry instead of stock. We put sherry. So what do we got? This is coming nicely, getting nice and soft. Can you smell it? Lovely smell. It's not smelling good. It'll be good. Anyway. So, pork and chicken liver pate, ladies and gentlemen. Garlic, onions, rosemary, thyme, bay leaf. It's all coming together nice and soft. Right, then we put the maximum heat. Pork shoulder, I'll give you the measurements later. Pork shoulder, diced. Let that come to temperature. Right, wrong spoon. This is the one. Right. So what we're going to do, this is going to be a coarse pate. There's many ways to make pate. After it's cooked, you can blend it in the moulinex, you can pass it through the meat mincer, or you can chop it by hand. I'm a chef, I'm going to chop it by hand. No cheating here. So let that cook. That's the pork shoulder. That's coming nicely, look. It's all the flavors are coming together. You see, look. Right, maximum heat. That's all coming together. The pork's getting a little bit of color. That's what we want. We want to give a suntan to the pork. So we've got the manzanilla. Get ready. Manzanilla seco, dry sherry from Jerez region in south of Spain. You're going to ask me, where do you get that? This one I got from Waitrose. You'll be surprised what you can get in Waitrose. Right. Chicken liver. Here we go. Chicken liver, pork shoulder, rosemary, thyme, bay leaf, onion, garlic, olive oil. Don't be shy with olive oil if you need more. It's a pate, it's gonna be greasy, it's gonna be fatty, it's gonna be calorific, but it's gonna taste yummy. So let that all come up to temperature. Let that come up to temperature. Get a lid. Right. Come up to temperature. Manzanilla dry sherry. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Maximum heat. Here we go. Look at that. Here we go. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Right. Let that all come together. Deglaze. Deglaze. Now, this is where you got leave it. Be patient. Go and do something else. We're going to have lunch now, and we're going to leave this. You need this to stew. To stew. Ooh. With the lid on. Oh, lovely smell. Ooh. So, lid on. Stew. Low heat. 1 hour. Minimum 1 hour. Low heat. Let that manzanilla combine with the pork and the chicken liver, and then you want to reduce it a little bit. Check it after 1 hour. If it's still too liquid, you can drain off the meat, reduce the liquid, put it back into the meat. We'll see how it is after an hour, low heat. Back in a minute. Bye. So where are we now? We've cooked this right down with the wine, the manzanilla dry sherry, and we've got this lovely. We've taken out the stalks of the thyme. We've taken out the stalks of the rosemary. We've got this lovely stew. We've got this lovely stew, which is the pork shoulder, the chicken livers, onions, garlic, bay leaves, thyme, rosemary, seasoning. Right, so now we're going to pass this. I'm going to do, this is what they call a mouli. I'm going to pass this on a very coarse hole, because I still want to have little bits of meat in the pate. It's not going to be a fine pate, it's going to be a coarse pate. So I'm going to pass it. You can chop it with a knife, you can put it in a moulinex, you can blend it to a puree, but I like a nice coarse pate. So basically, I'm gonna start, and then I'm gonna cut away, because you don't want me to watch this. It takes a few minutes. So basically, you put this in there. You see how it is, and then you just pass it like this through the mouli. Right. So I just pass it through, and then what you got left with underneath, I'm going to show you. Put it in a bowl, let it cool down, and then you add the butter. So I'm going to pass this. Back in a minute. Okay, so we've cooked the meat down. We passed it in what they call a mouli, like a vegetable press. But that was tough going on a coarse plate. That was tough going. I would suggest you do it in electric moulinex. That way you can get the coarseness that you require. If you require really coarse, you just blitz it for a little bit. If you require more fine, just let the blade run and get a nice fine pate. Now, so here we have the product. Okay, it doesn't look very appealing, but here we have the final product. And we need to add butter to this now, but it's too hot because the butter might split. So we're gonna weigh it, and then we're gonna put it in the fridge until it comes down to about room temperature. And then we're gonna do the ratio, the butter to the meat ratio. We're gonna mix the butter in, and then the pate will be ready. So we're gonna weigh this now. This is our sort of medium coarse pate. You can see it like this, look. Right, so we're gonna weigh it. I'm gonna make a note of the weight, so I can calculate how much butter I need, because the ratio has to be exact. Right, okay, 1360. Let me take a note. 1360. Okay, so that's just going to spread out a little bit like that. Spread out a little bit. Right, and that's going to go in the fridge just to chill down to about room temperature, because if you put the butter in now, the butter might split and you'll just have two separate products in the bowl. So that's going to go in the fridge, the pate minus the butter, then the butter's going to go there, and it's all going to come together. Then you can add some fresh herbs, or just leave it, some fresh black pepper, fresh herbs, or just leave it as it is. Back in a minute. So this is part 4, part 5, part 6, I don't know where we are. Anyway, this is the pate, pork and chicken liver pate. It's very, very nice. Stick with the recipe, you'll be very, very surprised. So what we've done is we've cooked the pork, cooked the liver, onions, garlic, herbs, thyme, rosemary. We've taken the stalks out from the rosemary. We've let it go cold. We've blended it in the Moulinex to a nice coarse pate. We've left it in the fridge to go down to kind of room temperature. We've weighed it, and now we want to incorporate. So we've got it at room temperature. Now we want to incorporate the butter. Yes, because the butter is a part of the pate. So we've seasoned it. I've put some black pepper. Put a bit more black pepper. Nice black pepper in the pate. Right. So basically, I'll give you the recipe, the ratio for the meat to the butter, but I'd say it's about 50%. We ended up with 1.3 kilos of pate of meat. Now we're going to put half of that amount in butter. The recipe I'm going to give you is a lot less. This makes a lot of pate because my friend gave it to me, and he uses this in his restaurant. So for restaurants, they always make a lot. So the recipe I'm going to give you, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, this might look like a lot. The recipe I'm going to give you is for a small amount. So we've got the butter in there. Now we just want to work that butter in and let it all combine. Huh? Work it in, yeah. Work it. Let the butter, we want the butter to completely combine with the meat. Can you see how it's combining? Can you see? Turn. But we don't want the butter to melt and go all loose because it might split. So this is why we chilled the meat. Can you see how it's coming together? Now this is a big restaurant portion. The recipe I'm going to give you is going to be a lot less. Don't worry. Right, so you see that's all the butter is coming is not melting but just softening into the mix. Oh, a bit more there. Right, you see that? That is pork and chicken liver pate. Very nice. See, it's getting nice and smooth. Look. Nice and smooth, look. Yes.
Wow.
So, the butter is all... Now you can put some chopped sage, put some chopped parsley. Don't go to town because the flavors are already there. Right, so... Now you've got your pate, you can put it in your containers. Where? Where? Oh dear. Never mind. So now you've got your pate, you put it in your containers. You can put it in a jar, like a jam jar that you've washed, you put the lid on. You can put it, if you're going to serve it at a dinner party, you can put it in a ramekin. Put it in a ramekin like this. Glass ramekin, ceramic ramekin. You put it like that. And then you just squish it like that.
Wow.
You see? Then you just do that. And then you've got maybe like 1-2 portion pate. Or you can put it in a, if you're doing it at home, put it in a plastic container. Well, there's a bit of butter there, you don't want that. Mix it up. Put it in a plastic container. Then you can put it in the fridge. And you can scoop it from the plastic container. Make sure you don't get any air bubbles. Right, you scoop it in the fridge.
No air bubbles.
No air bubbles, yeah, you tell them.
No air bubbles.
No air bubbles, right. No. So, there you got the pate in a plastic container, put the lid on, close it, put it in the fridge. Old jam jar, put it in, keeps it easy a week to 10 days. So there you have it, pork and chicken liver pate, marinated with, what was that wine? Manzanilla de Jerez. From south of Spain, Sanlúcar de Barrameda. Manzanilla is a dry sherry, pork, chicken liver, dry sherry, pate. Thank you very much. Bye bye.